catch the movers and shakers. The brightest minds from across the country talking about what makes them tick. This is Rock the Talk on indigomusic.com.
Atul, absolute pleasure having you here on indigomusic.com. Big fan of your comedy.
Thank you so much, Niladri. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Now, Atul, you started off as a comedian when you were in your 40s. What inspired
yes, mid-40s.
What inspired you to become a comedian, and why not earlier?
I think it was the right time. That was the time when the Indian comedy scene was really picking up. And I never actually got into it just as a hobby. I never thought I would make a career out of it. I was a CEO of an IT firm. At the age of 44, I felt I was getting burnt out in my job, and I should have a second aspect to my life, just work. And 44, midlife crisis hits you, and you start wondering, how is it all going to end one day? So I just went for an open mic. I was a huge fan of comedy. Never knew much about stand-up comedy because it was new at that time. And I signed up for an open mic. Actually, it was a New Year resolution, 1st Jan 2012. I said I want to I want to do something different. It's now or never. And yeah, signed up for an open mic. The open mic was after a month. I did well there. Really enjoyed the experience. The dopamine hit which you get when you get off stage and with a good laughter. I mean, that really got me back again. And I just started doing that more and more. And it took me 4 years. So I started at 44, and at the age of 48, I quit my job and got full-time into comedy.
Fantastic. Now, Atul, you won this competition called CEO's Got Talent, defeating 11 other CEOs. What was that all about? Talk to us about that experience.
So just like how you got India's Got Talent, America's Got Talent, the same, I think it was Endemol. They have this property called Got Talent. So they tied this first time in India called CEO's Got Talent. So I participated in that. And actually there were 12 CEOs. I was one of them. And it was actually, and I won that award. So it was actually just like how there were 3 judges. There was Ravina Tandon, Mahesh Bhatt, and Mr. Raj Nayak, was the ex-CEO of Colors TV. He was there. It's the same setup, a huge stage. There were 800 people in the audience. They have that sitting on a box with that X marked in front of it. They can vote you out if they don't like you. And it was good fun because actually this happened in 2016. The CEO's Got Talent. And from 2014, I had started doing comedy. 2012, sorry, I'll just correct the timeline. So I started doing it in 2012. This competition was in 2014. So it was 2 years I was doing comedy. So I have parents and they're aged, and they were very worried. Why was their son leaving a good CEO job and getting into this, thing? So they knew what comedy was because they watched Kapil Sharma on TV. But for me, it was so. That was the first time when the CEO's Got Talent. I said, why don't you all both come with me? So they said, nahi yaar, humko kahan samajh mein aayega. I said, no, please come. You will enjoy the show. It's a nice entertainment show. So it was my wife and my parents, and they were watching me on stage for the first time ever. And when I won that award, in front of 800 people, the standing ovation, and after the show, a lot of people came to them and said that, hey, your son is doing such a great job making people laugh, and And I think that's where I redeemed myself in front of their eyes that, okay, this was a legit profession. So when I started, so in 2016, when I quit, it was easy for them because you had to explain to them, even though I was in my 40s, but we live in a joint, my parents live with me. Sorry, I live with my parents. So let me correct that. So it was important for me to this. And actually, I give this advice to a lot of young comedians, because usually what happens when comedians start doing, young people start doing from their college doing comedy, they feel a lot of resistance from their parents. They don't know what is it going on making people laugh. Suppose he says something controversial, he can get jailed and this and that. So I always tell them, whenever you're comfortable, get your parents for a show. Because once they see, that it's a legit profession, you're going on stage, making people laugh, and I think that they will accept it because you have to understand India is changing, a lot of new professions coming in. Some parents don't know the dynamics of the profession,
Right.
So I think it's very important to do that. So CEO's Got Talent for me was extremely special, not because I won it, but because my parents saw it for the first time. He saw me live on stage for the first time. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, Atul, whenever I want to crack up, I just go to YouTube and watch your Justin Bieber joke. I mean, it is just hilarious about how You've involved your family, and it's fantastic. My question to you is, how have you, what sets you apart from other comedians, and how have you found this space?
Uh, First of all, even though the number of comedians are increasing a lot nowadays, thanks to Geo and a lot of these other, telecom companies, where, earlier stand-up comedy was very niche. It was very urban, very English-oriented, very popular in cities like Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi, Pune, Chennai. But now, thanks to, 4G, everybody has 4G, super fast, crazy speed. It has gone to the Class B, Class C cities, and as a result of which we are seeing such amazing voices, amazing talent coming out, and in different languages. It is no longer English. It could be in Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Punjabi, Marathi, and so there are a whole lot of comedians coming in. As a result of which, I get this question a lot: oh, is there competition? So what happens is, stand-up is such an art form that there could be 10 guys on stage talking about the same topic, but how everybody attacks the problem or gets jokes out of it is sometimes very, very different.
Right.
So I think what sets me apart, or sets any comedian apart, is as long as you speak from the heart, you speak the truth, you speak about things which really concern you, you have a good opinion about it, you can really stand out apart from the other thing. I think my forte has been not really forte, but that's the feedback I get. Your comedy sounds very relatable. It's even though you talk about your own family, it sort of touches. Oh, this happens to me also. That's a comment which I get a lot. And so I think it's very important for a comedian to find their own voice. It could take many years to find their own voice, but I think that's very, very important. And I think once the comedian finds his own voice, finds his own niche, finds his own this, you will get your audiences. Yeah.
Now
Like even if you sorry, one thing, like you mentioned it from the Justin Bieber thing, the video which went viral. No, I was talking from a parent's perspective. Okay, what parents have to go through when they take their children for a music concert which they don't understand.
Right.
Again, a feedback I got that even the kids were watching that, because most of our audience actually for my stand-up is young kids. India has a very young population, and they consume a lot of this. So they were laughing from the fact that this is exactly what our parents go through, and parents were enjoying the fact, hey, this is what we go through. So it attacked the issue from both ends.
Now, Atul, from performing in front of packed audiences to Zoom calls, how challenging has that been for you?
It has been extremely challenging, but I think me and some few other comedians last year in March only we realized that this is going to be a long haul. First of all, we had the Wuhan example where it took 74 days or 78 days for the virus to go away, but that also failed. And so we thought that it's at least for next 3-4 months we had no work, and exactly as somebody had stolen our stage from us, stolen our voice from us. So some few comedians, we got onto the Zoom platform very, very fast. Me for example, and a lot of other comedians, some of us have adapted very well to it. A lot of comedians still don't want to do it because they feel this is not the right way to do stand-up comedy. So I invested in a leased line at home. I invested in professional lights. I invested in professional equipment, and I think it has done pretty well. At least thanks to Zoom or whatever the virtual platform we performed to. I think a lot of us survived last year by doing private shows, corporate shows, public ticketed shows. Like I remember the pandemic. If you remember last year, sort of 18th March, we got affected by the pandemic, 18 March 2020.
Right.
And on 2nd April, I had my first show on Zoom. I said, let me try it out. For us, it was actually going back to the drawing board, understanding, things about Zoom, how to mute people. Because, what happens, one of the biggest takeaways in Zoom has been that the number one is that everybody is your front row. We are just like, look at you and me, we are so close to each other. Usually what happens, you're a stage, there's a distance, you can only see the front row, second row. After that, thanks to the lights, you don't even see the crowd. So here, everybody is up in your face. I'm seeing the beautiful painting in your house or office, wherever you are. These plants behind is a virtual background, so these are not actually. My house is very ugly. It's not as good as yours. So we get a peek into each other's houses. So I think that is important that we that the format has changed. And I actually am enjoying a lot, like the Zoom shows also. I think maybe in the near future we could have a hybrid model. But let me tell you, all comedians, all live performers, including musicians, we are DJs, etc. We're all just dying to go back on stage.
Right.
This is definitely, we don't enjoy it very much, but it's come the necessity today.
Absolutely. Now, what's next from Atul Khatri? Where can one catch his next big show?
I'm doing a charity show, but actually very few tickets are left. So I got associated with the charity. The entire proceeds go to charity. So this April, May, I have sort of dedicated my shows only for charity shows, because I think India needs money. We need to donate money for a lot of things, because entire this second wave has really crippled us, and we
Right.
need whatever we can. We should contribute to it. But I'll be soon announcing some shows, and I had, in fact, just before the lockdown, I was in Bengaluru. I had performed at the Phoenix Mall over there for around
Okay.
500 people in a proper sort of
Live setup.
social distance and external. I think it was the Forum Mall or the PVR Mall. I forget the name. I think it was Phoenix. Sorry, somewhere in
Right.
Whitefield. So I
Whitefield,
had
yes.
yes. So I had performed there, and really, I think I'll request my fans and followers to just follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, because I keep on putting about my next show over there. Yeah.
Fantastic. Atul, very quickly, I'm going to ask you a few questions in as few words if you can answer them. Who is
Sure.
that one upcoming comedian that we should look out for?
I like a comedian called Pratyush Chaubey. I don't know, he's still upcoming. He's already come in, like he's already become a star. He's a Hindi comedian called Pratyush Chaubey. I like him a lot.
And what is your favorite venue to perform at?
In terms of city or auditorium?
Auditorium.
Auditorium. In Chennai there is this auditorium. I think it's Lady Endal's auditorium. It's beautiful. It's just the acoustics, and the staff is so professional. I just love that place.
Right. What, I know this is a tough one, but what is your favorite joke that you've written? I know all your jokes are like your children, but one joke that comes out.
I think one of it's a one-liner. It says that Indian roads are made up of two types of holes: potholes and souls.
Now, if there is one thing you can take back from these Zoom shows that you've been doing, what would that be?
One take back from Zoom shows that it's very different from live shows. You have to adapt very well. You have to be very patient because it's very dynamic, and it has actually taught me to be more patient. I think
Any
that's
pre-show
very-
rituals, Atul, that you have?
No, I didn't want to get into that thing of superstitious or pre-show rituals. But yeah, a small thing which I do is I like to work through my material, even though I'm sort of doing the same material. Suppose I have a show today, I have a show tomorrow. It's the same material, but I will go through it once again before, in my mind, in my head, 1 hour before the show. So just that I'm totally prepared.
Now, Atul, for those listening in to us right now on the radio and as well as on our digital platforms, what message do you have for the people of Bengaluru?
First of all, I would, I would like to give a very positive message, and in a way, in a joke, I would say, we Indians have suffered hundreds of years of Mughal rule. We survived English. Indians are very, very resilient. We'll go through this COVID second wave or the third wave. Currently, the issue is just honestly keep your mental sanity very, very positive, because that's very important for us. It's not a physical game; it's a mental game. Because this lockdown is really taking a toll on us. So keep yourself mentally positive. Whatever, please exercise, meditate, don't watch news, don't watch this. I do a segment on Instagram called Only Positive News. Come and watch that, come and see that, because I just try to spread as much as positivity as possible, because I think that's the only way we can go through that. And please follow doctors and government's orders wherever, because very, very necessary.
Well, Atul, it was an absolute pleasure having you here on Rock the Talk. A big fan. Please stay safe. Regards to your family. And thank you so much for spending time with us.
You too, Niladri, and wishing people of Bengaluru all the best, and stay safe. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Atul. Thank you very much.